Hi, everyone. This is Krista, and I am with Bio One. I am here to talk to you about all things biohazard remediation, crime and trauma scene cleaning, and hoarding. And we are answering frequently asked questions today. And one of the most common and frequent questions is what goes into a hoarding remediation estimate? How do we determine what strategies and processes to follow? And also, how do we determine our pricing? So, I'm going to give you a quick step by step. And this is a general rule of thumb. Of course, every situation is different and there are unique circumstances to everything we do. So just keep that in mind. Step one is, of course, a customer, a loved one, someone reaches out for help. Someone contacts Bio One. That can either be through a phone call, that can be a text, that can be an email, that can be through a message on our websites. And we respond as quickly as we see it. We want to make sure we're there to help as soon as possible. You are in need and you need some information. So our goal is to help first and be there for whoever is reaching out. The second step is we try to establish trust from the beginning. I want to emphasize the word trust here, especially with hoarding remediations. It is critical that whomever owns the property, owns the valuables inside, they get to meet the owners of the company. For me, that's me and my husband, Matt. And they also get comfortable with our processes, procedures, and ensure that we are deeply listening to their needs, wants, and goals. So that is the key to this entire thing. We have to develop trust from the moment we step inside their house and the moment we talk to them on the phone. So during these phone calls or these communications, there are some key questions that we ask that are pretty basic. Where is the home? How can you describe the condition of it? What are the needs, wants, and goals? And if we are talking to a family member or loved one, we'll also set up a time to try to bridge that communication so we can talk directly to the person who is hoarding or collecting valuables in their homes and needs some help. The next step is if the individuals aren't comfortable with us visiting the home yet, oftentimes hoarders and collectors, they haven't had someone enter their home for years. This is a deeply personal and deeply sensitive step in their lives. It's a really big deal. So sometimes if they're not ready, that's okay. They don't have to be ready yet. We can meet at a coffee shop, a bookstore, a park, anywhere that they feel very comfortable to meet with us and our team to talk about what they're trying to accomplish. And our goal is to listen. We will answer questions, we'll provide information, but we also want to understand how can we accomplish what they're seeking and also accomplish and meet our expertise and our skill set, meaning how do we create a safe space and environment for them that we know we can help them achieve while also meeting their needs, wants, and goals, and also helping tackle some of their fears with the entire process. The goal is to, at the end of the day, everybody feels comfortable working with each other and we feel like we're all on the same page. Now, we can't put together an estimate without seeing the property. So what we will do when the homeowner is ready is we will come in and we will have some booties on, some gloves, maybe a mask, is to protect ourselves and also make sure we're not bringing anything into the house. And we will do a walkthrough and take pictures. Now, the pictures really are for us to make sure that we have an entire understanding of the property. And we can also compare before and after, and we can make sure that we're identifying things in the spaces that may be of value or importance to the hoarder themselves. And then we use it for documentation purposes, of course, for work. That's just standard practice in any business. As we walk through, we may ask questions. Is this something that's important to you? If we were to look through this filing cabinet, are there documents in there that you want us to save? We try to always keep a mind out and a mindset for making sure that we're identifying things that could be of value. And a value doesn't mean what me, Krista, thinks is of value. It's what the homeowner thinks is of value. This could be obvious items like money, cash, coin. This could be insurance documents, driver's license, making sure that there's insurance documents, safely stored somewhere, birth certificates. But it could also be a photo album. It could be pictures. It could be collectibles, stuff that is deeply valuable to the person we are serving. We want to know about it and we want to make sure we're keeping an eye out for it. The other piece is too, sometimes we can't get access to certain spaces. So we try to gather as much information as we can on site. But if we can't get access somewhere, when we put together an estimate, we also note that in the estimate saying, hey, this is sight unseen. So when we get there, we'll have communication, transparency, and we'll talk through the processes of what is in that room or what is in that space so we can best move forward for the client. And then we put together the estimate. We talk through all the scenarios of what needs, if we need dumpsters on site or if we can quickly go to the transfer stations. Yes, that is part of the process sometimes. We also say, okay, what are things that we can donate? What are things that we can disinfect, wipe down, and also make sure that we donate? And then is there a place that the homeowner wants us to donate to on their behalf? And then we talk through an entire list of what do we need to be on the lookout for, what is important to them, and what is the goal. We summarize all of this up. We take into account the number of team members on site, the number of days. We factor in weather. We factor in all sorts of different components to make sure that we are meeting the timing and the needs of the client, and also making sure our team is safe and that we're able to do the job to the best of our ability. When it comes down to it, we send the estimate, the descriptions, and then we walk through the client over everything. And also, it's a great spot to make sure that we're all on the same page. If we've missed something or if there's a surprise in there to them, this is that kind of final moment to say, okay, what are we missing? What other questions do you have? And how can we make sure that as soon as we say go, we're all on the same page? So all of that happens before we even start the job. Once the customer signs on and says, hey, we're good to go, then we go. We schedule a date, a time, and we coordinate everything on our end. And our team is excited to start transforming this life. It's an incredible journey, an incredible process. I do want to emphasize while we're on site, we try to be as transparent as possible. So if we have a question about something, it's okay. And we ask the customer and we set up, what are the means of communication? Do you want to be on site? Do you want people on site to help comfort you? Do you want to look through mail and personal documents as we find them so you feel like you're part of the process? Or would you just like to be completely away and let us get our job done? And if we have questions, we'll text you or call you. That is all customizable and all part of this entire process of building trust and making sure everybody is on the same page. So hopefully that answers your questions. And thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm Krista and I'm with Bio1.